What up? It's your boy Wall Street, back again, ready to talk about the NBA and all the glory that it brings to us fans. And today I want to talk about the human version of Gumby, the NBA's alien, the extraterrestrial, E.T., you know what I'm talking about, Victor Wembanyama, because I think this guy is going to be a first-time All-Star this season. And I don't know if it's going to be as an All-Star starter or if it is going to be as a reserve. Per the latest fan vote returns that came out several days ago, Victor Wembanyama is currently 4th overall in the Western Conference front court voting. So he has 2.2 million votes, trailing only Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Nikola Jokic. So Nikola Jokic is the top leading vote getter in the Western Conference with 2.9 million votes. Giannis in Milwaukee is the highest overall vote getter at 3.4 million votes right now. So pretty crazy stuff. But Victor Wembanyama has a fan base like no other. You know, seeing a player this young have the type of following that he does, I mean, it makes sense because he's going to be likely an all-time historic talent, you know, once it's all said and done. But, you know, to see the level of fandom already is crazy. I actually just went to the Heat versus Spurs game in Miami, and you know, the Spurs got crushed, honestly, but just seeing like Victor Wembanyama play in person, this is the first time I saw him play in person, was just incredible. Like, the guy literally can dunk like standing on his tippy toes. Like, it's really wild to see a person that's that tall just in, you know, in general, but to see them then play basketball and be able to move how Wemby moves is just, it was insanely entertaining. Very, very cool to see, and, you know, just awesome. So he's got a lot of talent. It's clear to see it, and, you know, he's improved over last season. You know, I think a lot of people were worried during the beginning of the season he was kind of struggling. He wasn't producing as much as he was in his rookie season early on. But the 2023 first overall pick is showing out and showing why he is the one, because he's averaging 24.4 points per game, 10.8 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and he is leading the league in blocks, getting 4 blocks a game. 4 blocks. That's insane. And I get it. People are going to be like, oh, well, he's that tall, he should be getting all those blocks. It doesn't matter. It's still, like, very cool to see someone just be so statistically dominant in one stat, right? Like, if some dude was putting up 40 points a game for an entire season in the modern NBA, we'd say the same stuff, right? Like, we don't see guys averaging more than, let's call it 2.5 blocks per game that often, right? So to be averaging 4, and he does it with ease. Like, it's really wild, you know? And again, he's 7'3". He's super, you know, like, just long, has a crazy wingspan, you know, just wild stuff. So Wemby's got to be an all-star this year. I really think he's going to secure a spot. You know, like I said, he does have several other guys in the front court in the West ahead of him. And the Spurs are not doing the best right now. They're actually 12th in the Western Conference. 19 and 22 overall, trailing the Warriors that are in the 11th spot and the Suns that are in the 10th spot. You know, but Spurs are only a game and a half behind the Warriors. They're 2 games behind the Suns, so they could sneak into the play-in. It'll be, you know, yet to be seen. I think my biggest problem with the Spurs that I was actually noticing when I was watching their game versus the Heat was, like, they just don't really have a game plan, and I don't know if that's because, like, Pop isn't there. You know, Popovich has been out for a little while now, you know, recovering from his medical issue. You know, get well soon, Pop. And, you know, it just doesn't look like they really have a game plan. Like, Chris Paul is a great floor general, one of the greatest point guards of all time, but the thing that bothered me was that he's not taking shots. Like, he'll be open and he's not taking shots. He's almost gotten too passive. And Chris Paul's a good shooter. Like, you know, give Chris Paul the ball in the mid-range, he's going to make 9 out of 10. So I just think, you know, players are chucking up a lot of threes now too, obviously. I mean, Victor's taking 9 threes a game and he's 7'3", which is just crazy. You said that like 10 years ago, people would be like, oh, wow, you're out of your mind. That'll never happen, right? But it's happening. So, and Victor's just got to put on a little more weight. He's 235 right now, and they got him listed at 7'3". I mean, he looked like he was like 7'5". So, if he can get up to like 260, I think he'll be in a spot where it's like, okay, this is going to be a hard guy to guard. But to get up to 260 is going to be tough. But I think he put on like 20 pounds of muscle during the offseason. So, I think that's going to be the biggest thing that he can do for his game, because then people are not going to be able to push him around in the paint so easily. Like, obviously, you're still going to have guys like Jonas Valanciunas, Steven Adams, you know, maybe even Rudy Gobert that are just big, heavy guys, super strong, that are going to be able to push him around. But, you know, on the average night, he's going up against, you know, a team that's not as good. Like, you know, you put Wemby up against Gershon Yabusele, he's going to dunk on him every single possession. It doesn't matter. And that's no knock on Gershon Yabusele. Like, he just can't guard Wemby. No one really can. But if you're, you know, 7 feet tall and, you know, have a lot of weight to you, you can probably guard him a little bit more, right? Like, Steven Adams is just way too strong for anybody else in the league. So putting on weight for Wemby is going to be big. It's going to be super big. He just turned 21 years old. It's only up from here, honestly. So, you know, he's averaging 3 points more per game this year, and I think he's on the come up. But his field goal percentage is only 47%, right? And, you know, he does take a lot of threes. You know, I say he takes, you know, 9 threes a game. You know, he shoots 35% from the three, but like, he could be shooting 55% from the field if he puts on some weight and then just gets in the paint and hit him with a quick turnaround. He could do a turnaround dunk in the post without moving. Like, that's how like lengthy and large this guy is. It's incredible. And you know, you can't guard it. The Spurs lucked out. Like, this is a dude like Ralph Sampson or Arvydas Sabonis. Like, it's the same type of thing. Like, dudes are just way too big to be guarded. And, you know, he happens to have a lot of skill as well. You know, a lot more skill than a lot of those guys. Arvydas Sabonis was crazy skilled, but not like how Wemby is. And, you know, the sky is really the limit. But he's probably taller than the sky, so maybe we have to come up with a new phrase for him. So, my guy Gumby is going to go off, and I do think he's going to be an all-star. So, we'll see. I think tomorrow, the 23rd, is when they're going to announce who's a starter in the All-Star game, and then I think on the 30th, which is the following Thursday, they're going to announce the reserves. So we'll know here pretty soon if he's actually going to be an All-Star, and, you know, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good All-Star game this year. Obviously, the All-Star game's been kind of, you know, whatever the last couple of years, but I think it's just cool for, like, the NBA culture, right? Like, they don't really play hard, but it's just cool to see all those guys together. It's a fun weekend. It's more about the different events, the dunk contest, the 3-point contest, you know, rookie sophomore game. I guess they call it Rising Star game now, but you know, it'll just be cool. So, Wemby, I hope you make it to the All-Star game. You deserve it. You know, I think the Spurs are going to be a team to look out for the next couple of years. And that's all, folks. So, let me know what you think, though. Write some comments down below. You think Wemby's going to be an all-star? Do you think he deserves to be an all-star? Want to know your thoughts. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate you doing both those things. Helps me, helps the channel, and it helps YouTube know that you like this type of stuff. So we'll keep sending it your way, and we'll get further acquainted from there. You know what I'm saying? So, take it easy, guys. Catch you guys with the next one. Stay safe, stand on business, and hold it down. Peace.